Picture this. It's Tuesday evening. Your child is sitting at the kitchen table doing homework while you're making dinner. They're stuck on a math problem. You pause, wipe your hands on a towel, and sit down beside them. You don't remember exactly how to solve this kind of problem, but you know how to think through challenges. So you ask questions. You wonder out loud together. You try something, realize it doesn't work, laugh a little, try something else. Eventually, you figure it out together. Not because you taught them the algorithm, but because you showed them how to stay with difficulty, how to think flexibly, and how to believe they could work it out. But later that night, you worry. Should I have known the right way to solve this problem? Am I even doing enough? Is this helping? Here's what I want you to know. That moment at the kitchen table, that was learning. Learning that matters. We often talk about education as if it's an all or nothing thing that happens in one building during specific hours, led by certified professionals following approved curriculum. And yes, schools matter enormously. Teachers do vital, irreplaceable work. Formal instruction is essential. But here's an important truth to hold on to. Children's learning doesn't just happen in formal classroom settings. Learning is organic, and opportunities to grow and understand concepts in new and different ways can happen inside of a classroom, at the family dinner table, and even during soccer practice. Think about everything your child learned before they even set foot into a classroom. They learn to walk by watching people around them and trying over and over despite falling. They learned language by listening to people who love them narrate the world. They learned to solve problems by encountering obstacles and figuring out workarounds. They learned what it means to belong by experiencing how their family welcomed them exactly as they were. All of that was learning. Profound, complex, foundational learning. And it didn't stop the day they started school. Researchers call this an ecosystem approach to learning. Just like natural ecosystems, where everything is connected and each element plays a role in the health of the whole, children's learning happens within interconnected systems. There's formal learning, the systematic instruction that happens in schools. This is where children learn phonics patterns, mathematical operations, scientific methods, historical frameworks. This learning is intentional, structured, sequenced by people who understand how skills build on each other. And there's informal learning, the knowledge building that happens through daily life. This is where children learn to solve real problems, negotiate relationships, connect abstract concepts to actual experience, and develop identities as capable people. And here's the key. These aren't separate, they're partners. When these components work together, when what happens at school connects to what happens at home, when family knowledge gets honored in classrooms, when community experiences extend school learning, children thrive in ways that neither formal nor informal learning can alone produce. So what does this ecosystem actually look like? At home, you're not trying to become a teacher. You're being yourself. You're cooking meals where fractions show up in measuring cups. You're telling family stories where narrative structure emerges naturally. You're playing games where strategic thinking develops organically. You're managing household tasks where reading and math serve real purposes. Research shows that conversations during dinner build vocabulary more effectively than drilling flashcards. That casual interactions involving numbers and patterns support mathematical thinking as powerfully as formal lessons. That the questions you ask while reading together matter more than whether your child can decode every word perfectly. You don't need a teaching degree to do this. You just need to be present, curious, and willing to wonder alongside your child. At school, teachers aren't working in isolation. The best teachers build on what children already know. They honor the expertise children bring from their families and communities. They connect academic concepts to real-world applications. They prepare children to take learning beyond classroom walls. And here's what's beautiful. When teachers and families see themselves as partners in the same ecosystem, everyone benefits. Teachers gain insight into their students' strengths. Families feel valued rather than judged. Children see connections between the different parts of their lives instead of living in separate worlds. Then there are all these other spaces where learning happens. Libraries, museums, faith communities, sports teams, arts programs, the neighbor who teaches your child to garden, the grandparent who shares family history, the friend's parent who models a different way of solving problems. All of these become a part of a child's learning ecosystem, each contributing something unique, each reinforcing and extending what happens in other spaces. And social networks matter too. Extended family, family friends, neighbors, peers. They provide diverse perspectives, varied models of success, additional sources of support, opportunities to practice skills with different audiences. And here's why this matters so much. When all these spaces work together, not doing the same thing, but each contributing their unique strengths, children develop something powerful. They develop more robust skills because they practice them in varied contexts. They develop stronger motivation because they see how learning connects to their actual lives. They develop clearer sense of identity because they see themselves as capable across multiple settings. They develop greater resilience because they have multiple sources of support when challenges arise. And research backs this up. Children who experience coordinated support across home, school, and community demonstrate better academic outcomes, stronger social-emotional skills, and greater long-term success than children who receive excellent support in only one domain. But here's what coordination doesn't mean. It doesn't mean everyone is doing the same thing. It doesn't mean families trying to replicate school at home. It doesn't mean teachers needing to know everything about every student's home life. It doesn't mean formal programs or complex infrastructure. It means a shared understanding that everyone plays a vital role. Mutual respect across these spaces is so important. Recognition that children benefit when the adults in their lives see themselves as partners rather than separate systems. This ecosystem perspective, this multifaceted approach to children's development is what drives everything we do at Caston Kids. Our We Get to Be framework and resources are designed to work across all of these spaces, not replacing what happens in any of them, but connecting and amplifying the learning already occurring. We create materials that honor what families already do while providing tools to extend it, that support formal instruction while remaining accessible for informal use, that work in community spaces without recognizing specialized training, that strengthens connections across the ecosystem rather than creating silos. Because children don't need more fragmented support. They need integrated networks where home knowledge connects to school learning, where formal instruction applies to real-world contexts, where community spaces reinforce and extend what happens in classrooms, where everyone understands they're a part of the same ecosystem working toward the same goal, helping children to thrive. And here's the wonderful thing about this approach. You're already part of your child's learning ecosystem by being exactly who you are. Parents, the nurturing, loving atmosphere, family game nights, dinner time conversations, and shared family experiences all contribute to your child's growth. Teachers, the preparation for lessons, countless hours of planning and prepping, checking in regularly, and providing support for students who may be struggling, that is valuable. Community leaders, providing safe spaces for out-of-school time and resources to families that extend beyond school and home, and connecting those families to agencies and partners that offer the support they may need during various life transitions. All of these things contribute to children's learning, their development, their thriving. So the question isn't whether you're contributing, you are. The question is whether you recognize the value of what you're already doing and how it connects to everything and everyone else. And all of it counts, all of it matters, all of it works together. And parents, the wonderful thing is that you don't need to do more. You simply need to trust that what you're already doing has value, to see the connections between the different parts of your child's life, to understand that the ecosystem is already there. You're now pausing to recognize it, strengthen it, trust it, and commit to simply being the best version of who you are. And when you start seeing your role in this ecosystem, something shifts. You stop comparing yourself to teachers or feeling inadequate about what you don't know. You start recognizing your unique contribution to your child's learning. You start trusting your instincts. You start believing that being yourself, with all your own knowledge, questions, and ways of being in the world is exactly what your child needs from you. Because they don't need you to be their teacher. They need you to be you, present, curious, willing to wander alongside them, connected to who they are and who they're becoming. That's your part of the ecosystem. It's irreplaceable, it matters, and it's who you get to be.